Hello, everyone. Welcome to See Her Move and Sis Let's Heal. This is going to be kind of a combo today. I am here with the lovely, beautiful, gorgeous Miss Sonja Ashley of Fabulous on Purpose. It is an organization that helps women and empowers the community, and that was one of the reasons why I reached out to her. I'm so happy to be here, Miss Sonja. Thank you so much. This is an atmosphere, y'all. Let me tell you. When I walked in, I could just feel the presence. The presence. When I say the presence, I'm talking about I can feel the presence of God. It is a different atmosphere here. It is not like a regular store. I am actually here today during the time where she has her, what is it, is the community closet? The clothing closet. So she offers this to the community. There's a children's section and there's a women's section, and it is completely, it's beautiful. It is so welcoming here. I'm telling you, I wish I can share this atmosphere with you through camera, but it is amazing. So we're just gonna jump right in. Miss Sonja, thank you so much for having us here. I'm so excited to be here finally and meet you. Yes. So I'm here to get an idea, first of all, who you are and where all of this came about, when Fabulous on Purpose was born. So can you tell our audience and you tell our followers a little bit about you and how this all became really?
Well, the short version. So I'm Sonja Ashley, founder, CEO of Fabulous on Purpose. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, sister, friend, daughter. Fabulous on Purpose started, I'll say, as far as paperwork, legally, or whatever, started 2017. But as far as, I guess the birthing of it, the part where I knew I was supposed to be doing something like in the lines of helping women, giving back, supporting women, because of my struggles as I'm single. I was a single mother of 3. Now happily married, but
amen.
Yes, amen. He found me, thank God.
Amen. Yes,
he that findeth a wife is the thing.
Okay.
Don't go chase for it.
Please don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that.
So just being that mother of 3, it was really hard. It was struggles. So just knowing, what single mothers go through and the struggles and the hardships. So I just knew, once I got out of that space, once God pulled me out of that, which I knew He would, I said I would consider it a robbery not to give back, not to go back and help my sisters, because I know that pain. I know that loneliness in that space. So that was when I asked, I gotta give back. Do something, and I just didn't know how that looked, what that would be. So I would just go, and I know I started off feeding the hungry. I said, let me go out of town, let me feed some people, because I'm a giver at heart.
Yes.
And that's just me. I love to give. I love to serve. And the crazy thing is that I love to serve from behind the scenes. I'm a servant, so I don't want to be known. I don't want my face. I'm good. Y'all go ahead, y'all take the spotlight. They don't even have to know that I'm,
Right.
So that's me, and I always would try to, no, I'm good. I don't want to, do this. But I always find myself in the position of leading. Of leadership, of management, of always, and as much as I've tried to be no, I don't want it. No, I'm good.
They went ahead and put one out there.
So, and just not knowing that God was preparing me for this, preparing me for this time, this season, and this place. Everything I went through, just all the struggles, just coming from corporate America.
Oh yeah.
Just knowing, just everything I've been through, I was like, wow, God, you was preparing me for this. Just preparing me to be able to serve, to be able to give back. Just having that courage and having that strength.
Yes.
To just do it with grace.
Do it with grace.
So, and then so in 2017, I'll just say this, I guess it was January, I went to visit a church. I just went, it was actually a neighbor of mine, and she was like, oh, you gotta come visit, and I said, okay, I will. And so I went this particular Sunday, and we were preparing our offering and preparing to give, and so the pastor, the speaker, he just called out my name. He said, Sonja. And I looked up, and he was like, that's when he just started speaking into my life. And just giving, this man know nothing about me, my name, but he know nothing about my desires.
Right.
Like what I was, and I knew I was supposed to do something with women. I was supposed to give back. I just didn't know how. So he just didn't know what, I was struggling with and what I wanted to do, my desire. So he was like, God, you're going to help women all over the world. God has anointed you for that. He said, your ministry is in women. And just kept going on. And I'm just looking at him like, God did not do. Yeah, I'm like, you're not doing this right now. Like, how? I'm like, okay. Oh my goodness. And mine, that happened before, like several people before. Like, God's going to use you, to give back to women all walks of life. And so I just didn't know how. And I couldn't know how. So I went home that day, I went home and I just cried. On the way home, I'm crying. I'm like, God, what I'm supposed to do? I just don't know. You just keep telling me I'm supposed to. And so that very next month, in February 2017, that's when Fabulous on Purpose was born. I was like, okay. Wow. I said, I gotta do a nonprofit. And I just don't even know what made me want, it's just, I know it was just God leading me because, I had a friend of mine, she said, you do this, that, to get your paperwork, everything. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm supposed to do a nonprofit.
Wow. So how did the name come about?
Fabulous on Purpose.
That is such a, first of all, it's a unique name. Yes. But there's purpose in the name.
Yes.
Literally and figuratively. Yes. It's fabulous on purpose. It almost speaks for itself, but where did it come from?
So good question. It was, because people ask all the time, I love that name. And literally it was just dropped in my spirit one day. I was speaking with a friend of mine on the phone, and I was like, I don't even have a name for the organization or business. I don't know what to call it. And then I was just like, we was talking, I said, just Fabulous on Purpose. And I was like,
wow.
I was like, that is crazy. I was like, that's the name.
That's how it comes.
Yeah, that's exactly the name. And I get that from it. Come from like, I said, God, you fearfully and wonderfully made us, created us. Mm-hmm. So it's not by accident. So I want every woman to know across, the world that they are fabulous on purpose. It's no accident.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. That is so amazing. So I know that you mentioned there were some challenges, there were some struggles as a single mother and trying to find your place and trying to grow and raise your kids and still try to maintain your sanity.
Yeah.
So if we could dig a little deep there, and you share as much as you like, but how did you feel with 3 children? You're by yourself. I know it's challenging. I don't, that's not a mystery, but every journey and everybody's journey is different.
Yes.
So how did that journey start and I mean, clearly you're still on your journey, but how did that particular space in your life start, and where did you find solace?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, just being in a toxic, relationship for a number of years. I think it was about 10 years. And I grew up a PK kid, pastor's kid. So, as they say, you know the truth, what's right and wrong. Yes. But it wasn't always easy. It wasn't always easy being that kid. Mommy and daddy is always gone in church. Just so you feel alone. You feel alone. You feel like you're raising yourself. And we tell people, we basically raise ourselves by the grace of God. We turned out the way.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, going through that, trying to work through though. I got pregnant at 17, had my son at 18. Mm-hmm. And I was ashamed. I was terrified to go home and tell my dad that I was pregnant. I was so terrified. I went to the doctor. I caught the bus, modded to the doctor, and as I would normally do. and to get a checkup. I think I wasn't feeling well or something, and I just went and for the doctor to walk back in and say, "You're pregnant?" I'm like, "No, the devil is a lie." So no,
you were lying.
Go back and check that again. So, so I'm like, so I left that. Oh my God, I was so devastated. I mean, in 17, and like, what am I do? And then I know Daddy's firm pastor, believer, church, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna hear it. So, and my dad, I called my dad after walking out of the office. I called him to come pick me up. Mm-hmm. So on the way home, and I'm just sweating bullets, and this, I was like, how am I supposed to tell him what I'm supposed to say? So when we pulled up, at home, I was like, okay. And I was like, let's just do it. Let's just tell him. I said, Dad, I'm pregnant. And he was like, and I just heard a silence.
Yeah.
Okay.
that long, awkward silence. Yeah.
It was just a silence. I'm like, okay. And so it was crazy because it wasn't the reaction I was expecting. Mm-hmm. It was more of a calm, like, okay, we get through this, and so I was like, it's the same man. This is my daddy. So then we broke into my mom, but just it was the overall just terrifying experience. Just being 17, a young woman. I ultimately ended up dropping out of school, going to get my GED. I did go back and get my GED. Ended up enrolling in medical school. As medical assistant, went through their program. I just really pushed myself. It's weird because I always was the type just determined, just no matter what, even though I didn't really have that push. And coming from the background we came from, because mom and dad most of their time spent in church, saving the souls. So we were just left to so I just didn't know where they came from, but I know that was God just really pushing me. Even though I dropped out, I was like, I'm gonna go get my GED. I ended up getting my GED before my class graduated. So I was like, I would have been did this.
Right.
So I went, took the test, and I graduated with my GED. Went on to medical school, graduated, and I was just determined to give them a better life. Yeah. At that time, it was just my son, a better life. But just going through that and staying in a toxic relationship for over 10 years, so ultimately, leaving there, with 3 kids. I was single mother of 3 kids. And I was like, okay, God. Like,
well, let's talk about that then. Okay, so we're in a toxic relationship. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people, not just women, would like to know how or what pushed you to get out. And how did you get out? Mm-hmm. And how hard and difficult was that for you to do that? That's a big move to make. Mm-hmm. It takes courage. Mm-hmm. It takes patience. It takes resources. How was that for you?
It was tough, and very tough. And just all throughout the relationship, it's really, I think with a lot of women, we're really just searching for that love. It's always something missing, whether it's from daddy or from wherever. It's that male figure you're searching for. You're searching from that love from, because you didn't get it, so you're trying to fill a void. Yes. So that's what it was. It was back and forth. It was a back and forth relationship. So the day I decided to just, I'm done and leave, and it was crazy. I was cooking one day, and mind you, I was about to lose my house. And I knew I was about to lose it. So I was about to lose my house. I knew I was going to have to move. I was like, okay, I can't afford, my mortgage anymore. It's my first home I bought. I was like 23 years old, bought my first home. I was so proud of myself. Mm-hmm. And so a few years later, I found myself, I'm about to lose my house. I was, standing over the stove just cooking. And at that moment, and not knowing, like, from day to day, I was in a situation, I didn't know from day to day what we would eat, but I would make sure my kids were fed. So I'm cooking, and I'm like, I'm gonna feed this to my kids, but I just didn't know. But God He always had a ram in the bush, always took care of us and provided. And so my kid's father called me on the phone, just called me, and he said, Sonja, He said, I've never been there. It's something he said that day I knew, I was like, I'm done. And he said, Sonja, I've never been there for you before. What make you think I'm going to be there for you now? I was pregnant with my third child.
Oh, my.
And I said,
That was
a
kind of
light
random.
bulb a light bulb just went off. And I was like, you know, he's right. And it's weird because in that moment, I chose to listen. Because it was something I heard, I think it was weeks before, that Steve Harvey said. He said, when men speak, listen. He said, that's the problem with women. We don't listen to men when they're speaking. Listen. So that at that moment, I said, you know, he's right.
Wow.
It's nothing to be upset about or get mad about. I was like, he's just telling the truth.
Yeah, he's telling his truth.
So I was like, you know what, he's right. And from that moment on, and that day on, I was done. I was done, and I said, God, if you would just take all this away, take that, and I think it's just obsession and infatuation with wanting to be loved and accepted, and then you feel like you want to keep your family together because that's your kids. So at that moment, I said, just you purge me from all. If you would take that away, I said, God, I would do anything if you would just take that from me. And so I did. From that moment on, I just focused on my kids. Yeah. He blessed me with a great job. I started working at the bank. Okay. Blessed me with a job. And it was just about my kids and getting in a space where, I could provide for them. I could be a better mother and, healing. Just really healing those scars, healing, just being whole for them.
Yes.
So that's what it was about in that moment. And I was good. Like 3 years, give it 3 years before meeting my husband, I was in good space. Yeah. I finally got to that good space. Then here come my husband.
Right. Darn husbands. Work on it. But I'm sure that was a blessing to you. I'm always fascinated when it comes to hearing women's stories and their stories, their journeys of what was and what is, and just from where they were and where they are now, from the past to the present, and that whole journey, that space in between, and how God does what he does in our lives. And sometimes we're wondering why things are and all of this, but at the end of the day, Jeremiah 29:11 says it best. He knows the plans that he has for us, and they're not to harm us, they're to prosper us and make us better, make us greater, make us stronger, build our character, grow us. And I mean, I'm looking at when people say you don't look like what you've been through. I would never know.
I'm glad I don't.
I'm glad you don't either. But even just in that statement, I know we talk about it a lot. Oh, I'm so glad I don't look like what I've been through. Well, what would that look like though? If we did? What would we see? Would we see all the hurt, all the pain, or would we still walk gracefully? What would it look like if we did look like what we've been through? But I'm glad we don't, because I can't even imagine through everything, even my story. I have no idea what I would look like if I looked like what I've been through. But you are amazing. You look absolutely, when I walked in the door, I thought I was looking at a model or a China doll or something happening. I wasn't sure what was happening. I'm like, wait, I got a t-shirt on. Oh, and t-shirt, by the way, fabulous on purpose, guys. But I applaud you, because it's not easy to come out of toxicity. It's not easy to come out of a toxic, abusive relationship. And you didn't mention abuse, but I'm sure there was some there, because anything that's toxic, it roams around that neighborhood. So I applaud you. We are proud of you. We are so glad that Fabulous on Purpose was born out of your pain. Because ultimately, that's where it came from. And you didn't even know it. It came out of all the things that you've been through. It came from the fact that you were so scared to tell your dad about you being pregnant with your first child. It came from, all the hurt, all the pain, all of the other issues that we have not discussed here today. All of those things, that's where all of that came from. And guess what? It wasn't even for you. It was for us. And that's what people don't realize. Losing your home.
Losing the car, losing everything. And just not knowing, what's next, what's your next move or where to go. And you have your babies.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, you feel like a complete failure. But not knowing that God was working it all.
Always.
So, and I look now and I say, just imagine if I stayed with him. And I thank God every day. I say, thank you for saving me. First, we don't even know what God is saving us from.
We really don't.
Because we're so caught up in the love of I have
the
these
emotion
kids.
and the feelings.
I got to hold it together. I got to keep it together.
Yeah.
But God was really saving me from a toxic future.
Yeah.
So I look back and I said, "Oh God, thank you."
Absolutely.
I'm like, "Thank you," because I wouldn't if he hadn't have done all that. It took me through. I wouldn't be sitting here today, and I wouldn't have met my beautiful husband today. If I was on purpose, probably wouldn't.
It probably wouldn't.
Yes.
Actually, not probably. It wouldn't.
Yes.
It wouldn't have. It wouldn't have, because that would have taken you down a whole nother path. Yeah. But what we as Christians fail to realize is that we have to lose to win.
Yes.
And there are things in this life that we have to lose. And sometimes we get so caught up in the loss, caught up in the what could have happened and what didn't happen and how it should have went according to us. But even the Bible says, I think it's in Matthew, Mark, and John, Luke and John, if I'm not mistaken, it says the man, and I'm paraphrasing y'all, so don't send me no messages. I think the scripture says along the lines of he who loses his life will gain it, and he who gains his life will lose it. And to me, that's not even, speaking in life terms, yes. We're talking about eternally and all of that. But at the same time, Jesus lost. He had to lose. So how do we think we're supposed to move and deal with life? Because we're made in his image. Yes. So if he has to lose, what does that mean for us? There are things in this life that he's trying to peel off of us. Some layers that are not needed for the next, whatever your next is, whatever your next project is, or next relationship, or whatever the next is for you. We have to lose something. And I think the fact that we have to lose something in order to gain something else, sometimes we can't handle that properly. Sometimes we really have to let God heal us and deal with us when it comes to loss. I know for a fact that when my ex-husband came to me and said, I don't want to be married anymore, I didn't know how to take that. I didn't know how to deal with that, because I'm like, wait a minute, started going down the list of what I was. I don't care nothing about that. He doesn't even care less of what you are, because he made you. He already knows what you are. But when you talk about losing, I lost my car. I lost my home. I feel you on that, sis, because I lost that too. But losing to win what I have now. My ex-husband can't even compare to the husband I have now. It's totally, and how people say night and day? It's not even night and day. It goes beyond night and day. Just as far as caring and compassion and selflessness, you just, and had I stayed.
Imagine if you tried to hold on.
I don't even know what that would actually look like, because even in that process, how people say that there's things that come out of the blue. Well, when I reflected, it wasn't out of the blue. When I started thinking back, I started seeing how selfish that he really was. And I'm not selfish. So I'm like, how does selfish and selfless coexist? That can't work. And then I found myself growing spiritually. And then he was drifting further and further away. And I said, okay, I'm just going to pray about this and I'm just going to let it go. So I ignored it. I can admit that today, that I did ignore it. And I didn't really think that I was ignoring it. I thought, okay, I'm just loving who I'm supposed to love because that's what it tells us to do. But I understand when you say you lost. But I can understand also how you gained. And you gained all of this. And I took pictures. I take some pictures of this lovely space. And I don't know if they've decided yet, but they're going to, they're in the process of remodeling. And we don't know if they're going to do a reopening or not, but they will announce it. But I told them I will be here for the grand opening, reopening, relaunch, whatever it is for this closet. But it's a wonderful space. It's a wonderful space. And I feel like there should be, I don't know. I mean, I'm just like, when I came in, it felt like there should be some kind of prayer closet here. And I'm this is coming now, y'all. This was not rehearsed. Just because of what this is. We have a clothing closet, we have that for the women, we have it for the kids, but I feel like maybe, and this is just offering up something, that there should be some kind of prayer closet or a prayer room, because not only am I getting my clothes, these clothes are going to take me on another journey. So as I am here getting my new journey, walking through with my new clothes, and I'm feeling good about my shoes and my whole outfit and attire for whatever this journey at the closet, wherever it's going to take me, I feel like I need to go in and say, you know what, Lord? Wherever these clothes will take me, whatever Miss Sonja is going to do in my life, however she's going to pour out, whatever it is, I'm here for it. I'm here in the closet. I'm here in the closet, at the closet, in the closet. However that needs to look, but I feel like the atmosphere, it's that kind of atmosphere. This is not just clothes we're talking about. This is not just a couple rooms here and there. This thing goes deeper, Miss Sonja. It really does. This is deeper here. And I don't know if anybody has ever told you any of this, but I'm telling you now what I'm feeling. And I just believe that it's going to be a little bit more so ministry, as opposed to just clothing closet for the community. This is, you're doing a great thing here already, but God wants to make it greater. And I feel like if you're gonna make a move now, and I ain't come here with this, I promise you I did not, but this is what God is pouring into me right now. I just feel like this is going to be more so ministry. Not only are people going to come for for the clothes in the closet and things like that, but they are going to come seeking who this man Jesus is, because of what you're showing them. Just do some clothes. You're just showing love through clothes in community. Just love for the community. This is what this is. This is so much more than what you think it is. And we are moving more so into ministry as opposed to just being fabulous. So not only are we fabulous on purpose, but we're fabulous in Christ. And so we're going to lead people fabulously to Him, which is what we're supposed to do anyway, is to reconcile the world back to Jesus Christ. It's a whole cycle. So this is going to be a little bigger. I feel it is going to be that. It's going to be. I know, and I feel like God is doing things like every single day, because I made up in my mind, like every day I wake up, of course I thank you, God, for this day, this grace, this another day you've given me. But thank you, because it's going to be a great day. It's going to be miraculous. Miracles going to happen. Healing is going to take place. So that's been my whole thing. Like, just every day I wake up. Fabulous women that pray on purpose. I'm going to give that to you for free. Wow. Did you get that out there, sis? Fabulous Women that pray on purpose.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
You can have that.
Wow.
For free. I don't know what that's gonna be,
Wow.
but that's gonna, maybe it's a conference. I don't know. Maybe it's a.
Oh my goodness. See, and all this is nothing but God, the connection, the this, and you reaching out. And it's weird because when you reached out, because I'm not the social media above, but this
And
is
neither
Instagram.
am I.
Yeah, so my assistant sent the message to me, did you see this on Instagram? And of course I didn't because I hadn't been on there in about 2 months. So she sent it and I was like, no. She said, oh, well, maybe you should reach out. And then I said, okay. So I read it and I said, reach out. And I said, okay. But it's crazy because, God allowed her to see that, allowed just everything to take place.
Yes.
But I will say this before Ashley was speaking, before Fabulous on Purpose came to fruition, I thought, my way of helping women was, selling, handbags and accessories. So that's how I started. I said, okay, God, maybe this is it. So I started my little business and I had my handbags and accessories and I would go around, selling them. But I thought every time they would leave and walk away, I would feel so empty.
Yeah.
I just felt empty. And I was like, oh, that's not enough. It's not enough to just, give them these tangible items and because they're still walking away broken. Hurt.
Exactly.
And I was like, God, it goes deeper.
Yes,
I said,
it does.
it has to be more. It has to be more. So, and I kept saying, it has to be more to this. So that's when I was praying. I was like, God, it is more to it. It just can't. Because I just felt like I was doing an injustice.
Yeah.
To the women. So that's when I was like, it got to be more. And sometimes more.
And here we are.
Because we want to heal from
the inside out.
Yes.
Exactly. Oh yeah, you're gonna be doing more of that. You're definitely gonna be doing more than that, and I'm gonna be sitting right there watching.
Yes,
I sure am.
We need you.
I'm serious.
And we got to
like,
stick together. Yeah.
This is big. This is gonna go. This is
Fabulous
Fabulous on Purpose is gonna do
confirmation.
something
It's
else. They're gonna be doing more, y'all. Mark my words. I'm gonna say it right here, February. What's today? What's today's date? February. This today the 6th. Whatever day is it, the 5th or the 6th? I don't even know what day it is. Doesn't matter.
Nah.
All I know is I'm saying it today here in this spot
2022.
in 2022. Fabulous on Purpose is going to go so many other directions, and it's going towards Christ even more because she's already there, but she's going to move further than just this closet, this clothing closet, just this organization. I'm seeing workshops and conference and more even in the community that's going to come. This is literally just the beginning. We are in month 2 of 2022, and just like I said, walking in here, they have an atmosphere set here, guys. Like I said earlier, I wish I could share this atmosphere with you. But it is a blessing to be here, and it's a blessing to be a blessing.
Yes.
And I am glad that I could have this opportunity to speak with you and talk to you. Even just a little snippet of your past, your present, and what's going to happen in the future. But I am so happy that I met you. I know this is going to be a long-lasting relationship, especially when you start walking in ministry. It's there. It's already there. It's already there. And I'm so sorry to keep saying it, but it's just there. It is there. You have such a grace. You have such a grace, and you have such a sweet spirit about you. Yeah, he does.
Yes.
That I know for a fact. But it's and it's almost like you're like, I don't want to do that. I'm good where I am. I'm so good. This is great right here.
Talking to somebody.
I promise you, I haven't been sticking with anyone but him. That's it. But but this is how we move. This is how we learn. This is how we grow. We are like his children. And there's certain things that he wants to push us in, and he wants to take us out our comfort zone. He wants to take us out of being comfortable. He wants to take us out of what we're used to and put us in uncharted territory and push us out there to other places to expand and get his word and his love out there. We have to show more. And, you know, you have such a grace. It's welcoming. You know, a lot of people don't have that kind of spirit. You know, they're just, you know, can maybe standoffish and you really don't know where the wind's going to blow.
Yeah.
But, you know, if they're going to be cool or come out of the bag, I don't know. You know, but from day to day, moment to moment, minute to minute, I don't know. But, you know, in this, like I say, y'all, this atmosphere, and I keep saying it, it's just, it's setting it up. You're setting it up for something else. That you're not, you don't, it's coming. It's coming though. I feel like just one day somebody is going to come in here and say, can you pray for me? And then it'll take off. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Wow. We're going to stay tuned with Fabulous on Purpose. And the next time we see her, we may be doing a re-grand opening, or we might be praying, y'all. I don't know. I'm going to hope for both of them.
Yes,
but here we are. Thank you so much for joining See Her Move today, along with Sis Let's Heal. She will actually also be on the Sis Let's Heal documentary.
Yes.
So we are going to be excited for that. We're going to come back for that at another time. But thank you for joining. Stay tuned. We love you guys. Be blessed. May heaven smile upon you, and always add value to someone. Have a great day, y'all.
Bye-bye.